everybody was kind of pleasantly surprised by just the relative success of North America. Was that a surprise for you guys kind of going in this tournament? Because some people say, well, you might not even win a game.
We did better than I had expected. I thought we would, I thought we'd give the Finns a good run, like going in, and I wasn't sure how we'd do against Russia and Sweden. But as kind of those exhibition games progress, I could see us really picking up momentum, and the guys starting to gel. So much before the start of the tournament, yes. In hindsight, no. When I saw how the team gelled prior to the start, so.
The game against Sweden, a lot of people are saying it was a classic. I mean, the first 95 seconds alone, and then in overtime. What was it like just to watch that?
It was so exciting, and the up and down, and the guys, it was maybe, I don't know if it was the best game I've ever seen, but it was, as far as chances go, as far as maybe skill, it was the most skilled game I've ever seen, and trading chances, and the overtime was unbelievable. So it was a great game to be part of, and it's too bad we didn't advance, but I thought we ended on a high note.
Could an NHL team play like that for 82?
I don't think so. You could certainly play like that, but I don't think you'd have a lot of success. I don't think you'd be able to staff your team that way. Obviously, you couldn't. And secondly, we played that way because we had those players, and we decided in building the team going in, we saw kind of the pool we had to choose from, and there was a lot of speed, and we knew, like, in a short period at the beginning of the season we'd have young legs, so that's why we built the team that way. No, you just couldn't keep that pace up. You could play an offensive style. With a little more run and gun, and there are teams that do that, but you couldn't do it like we did.
Peter, you have those two centers, and Ryan and Connor, and then of course Leon, who's played really well at that tournament and the pre-tournament, and you have all of them coming back here at some point to your team. How excited are you having seen them maybe play against the best of the best, and how much do you hope that transfers over into the regular season?
Well, I am excited, and it was certainly, you look at the experience that those centers are having and had, and with the success, it's something to be play against them. It's another thing to have success against them, and that's what all three of them did. And Leon was in and out with ice time. And I talked to him a little bit, but he's had a real good tournament. He's been making plays. He's been skating well. And then, of course, our two centers with this North American team. I thought Ryan had a terrific tournament, and he looked bigger and stronger and faster just from the get-go, and it translated in a good play. And, of course, Connor, you saw the stuff that he did. I don't have to go really in-depth on that. That's going to, that'll help us. And any time they can play, and Connor would play in the World Championship team the year before, the last spring. That stuff only builds their resume, and it'll benefit us.
Peter, Milan spoke yesterday about working the "here we go again" attitude out of the locker room. How do you feel this team is better equipped to avoid long stretches of futility, or even a couple periods where they're not in the game?
Yeah, I'm not really privy to that "here we go again." I see it written about and stuff, but I think it's just about. And I've talked to Milan about this, and it's about avoiding long streaks, and it's being able to work your way out of a losing streak. Like, oftentimes, we talked about our time in Boston. Like, when you're in a losing streak, even when you're in a winning streak and you start at the end to start playing poorly, and it's going to change, and you're still winning. You have to have the mental discipline to work your way out of it. In a losing streak, same thing. There are times when you should win, so it's maybe you cut a streak short by 2 games. Whether it's a 5-game streak becomes a 3-game losing streak, and that makes all the difference in the world to making the playoffs. So here we go again. I'm not sure, but as far as the mental discipline and minimizing those streaks, I think it's important, and it's just about having the proper attitude. And we'll work on that this year.
With all the changes you guys have made, what are realistic expectations for this team?
I'm not ready to give you expectations yet. I have them, and I'll share them with you at some point. But we're going to improve. We improved last year, believe it or not, and we're going to improve again. And you know, I see the threshold in making the playoffs. It was low last year in the West. I think points are more evenly distributed. I think it'll be lower again. Not necessarily lower than it was, but lower than it historically has been. So I mean, it's attainable right now. So I'll be more specific later on.
What do you expect the World Cup players to be on the ice and playing the game, Connor and
Connor and Nuge will be back Tuesday morning, and then as far as Leon and Reggie, you know, probably give them the same amount of time
so that's
off.
back, is it on the ice?
Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah.
Peter, we've seen what Milan can do on the ice. What do you see his role as in the room with the team and part of this leadership for this team?
Well, he'll be just that. He'll be part of the leadership group, and you know, he's led before, and I've seen him lead firsthand, and I would expect fully that he does that here. And I know he's talked to a lot of the other guys, just in general, and he'll talk specifically about. You know, we talked about this, how you approach a losing streak and little stuff like that. He'll be instrumental, and of course, he'll lead by example on the ice too.
What do you expect from Yakupov, who last year had not a very good year, and he has to obviously dig in and show.
Yeah, I would. I mean, he's got that level of grit in his persona, and I would expect that. And it wasn't a good year for him. We had a pretty pointed exit meeting, and I'm sure we'll have a couple of meetings here leading into the start of the year. But I mean, he's got skill and talent, and can shoot the puck, and he's still young. So, I know he's a proud guy, and I would expect him to, as you say, to dig in.
Peter, the trade, obviously, you wanted to upgrade your defense, and you did with Larson. Just the overall importance of your 6 defenders, and maybe your expectations from that group, because for any team to have success, it's really got to start on the back end. Outside of Larson, who else do you expect to maybe elevate their game this year on your blue line?
Well, I look upon us getting another player back in Clef, because we really didn't have him for the bulk of the season. So I think those 2 players will contribute greatly as to breaking the puck out and as to defending. I think you're going to see improvement in Darnell. He's bigger and stronger. He's got a year under his belt. And then the rest of the group their game will rise with those 3. I mean, Brandon Davis's will be better, and I liked what I saw in Reggie in the World Cup. So I think when you add 2 guys, which effectively we've done in Clef and in Larson, top 4 defenders, I think the whole group gets better, because you slot into your spot, and you're not overplaying too many minutes, and so. You know, I expect our group to improve as a whole, and really firstly by adding those 2 guys.
Thanks, Peter.
Okay, thank you.